unless JDG can get a pretty significant advantage early on, they are going to be in trouble. So it makes sense. And you know, when it comes to especially a high variance leagues like LPL, leagues where we fight a lot, you just kind of go with like we're always going to get to the late game Slayer. Always.
Oh, it definitely feels like it. These mid laners looking to throw down early.
Goodbye,
Scout canceled the seismic
Unblast?
shove with his dash, but the Q3 misses for Scout. Shanks flashes after. One more rock should do it, and the seismic shove will seal it. Scout falls solo bolo style to Shanks for first blood.
Oh, that feels pretty bad. I mean, we were talking about how Scout has had some not great performances. That was a moment, too, where he really did have the opportunity for the solo kill, or at the very least, to force Shanks to slash for nothing. But instead, flashes, dies, and is going to drop a pretty big wave because he doesn't have TP to join mid.
Good targetable from Tarzan, gets away from the Vault Breaker. Yeah, beatdown. Scout, did someone not send Scout my player improvement plan? One of the bullet points
I don't think
was
so.
Early game laning.
Yeah, and we're seeing a replay, too, in that picture-in-picture. Real quick, just to show you how Ala did lose his flash. But it's true. I mean, people need to take your improvement graphics more seriously, Slayer. I mean, Scout, obviously, didn't, and that's the cost. So other players in the league, take notes. Slayer knows his stuff.
Let's see if Hope.
The Q3, he ended up flashing and dying because Shanks adopted him.
Here we go. Shanks around the wall, cuts off Scout from the rest of his team. So a 3v4 brewing, but there's the fate sealed.
Nice.
Scout revenge coming across. Kyle does not have the unbreakable will, so he will be broken. Missing, able to get himself back out of safety. Tarzan trying to rescue this fight, but Shanks is far too low, and Hope cannot get close enough to help his superstar jungler. Just like that, JDG with a quick 2-kill response.
A little bit.
From really every team in the Rumble stage already showing beatdown. They're just so well positioned on the map constantly.
Yeah, the movements are good. They don't drop waves too often. And it is really good stuff. It's the team fights where they falter. It's the skirmishes that don't always go their way because at times they just get outplayed. But getting a pretty big, getting this advantage here early on, I think is really nice. Again, I don't like the JDG let go of the grubs. I think maybe they're stuck on a couple patches ago where it's like, oh, don't worry, guys, we can trade grubs for dragon. We'll get the next 3 grubs. But that is not a thing anymore.
It is 3 grubs in the whole kit and caboodle. So those mites are going to be going over towards anyone's legend as we start to see these supports continue to try and roam around the map here. At this point, I'm just hoping that they soak up some XP so we get these ults online, because both of these comps rely sneakily a lot on their supports' ultimates. Right on cue, Kyle goes in for engage on the Missing, like we talked about, does not have that unbreakable will, so Shanks' damage is really starting to hurt. And it's once again Missing having to flash away from a Kyle engage.
Yeah, and he catches him out, forces him away, and it's going to give the opportunity to get some pressure onto Jun, but luckily he finishes most of the front camp. He's just going to use the Vault Breaker to get away. Ala using the Equalizer to protect himself is nice too. You deny the turret plates, and you deny AL to ensure that they're able to play towards that Dragon Soul.
Scout going to TP back down, make sure he catches these waves. As Flandre continues to play the role of just neutralizer into either solo lane he matches up into. Willing to sacrifice his health bar for just keeping the wave states in control here. Dragon still about 2.5 minutes out. Don't have a Rift Herald to play for either, so it's really on these two teams to look for proactive plays on their own, continuing to move through the map as we've got the bot lanes now back towards the mid lane. With their junglers hovering, but Scout is looking for a flank angle. He's off vision. He gets the 2-man fate sealed. Shun throws the alley-oop, and Scout dunks them home. Kyle can be picked off by Paze in the background as well, and Shanks is just a little too late to the party. Once again, JDG just better.
Looking like Scout.
Hey,
plan. It's worked.
Check the second one. There we go.
Link up with Jun in the mid game.
All right, exactly. But Missing now going to be the target of Ael's ire. Does pop the unbreakable will. Missing has been tempting fate all game long, but is yet to be punished with a death for it, so got to be a fan of that. Power spike for most of these champions.
Eclipse, I fear.
Okay, yeah, Eclipse, true. But hey, here's the Sunder Sky coming through. Shanks sees the assist down. There's no way to run away without Flash, and Jun is just everywhere on the map, but AL's looking for a response towards the mid side. Tarzan trying to push the tempo with no ult on Missing. But Kyle does not land the Solar Flare. No Zenith Blade through, no engage for AL, and Pace can just dance around AL as if to walk their sad butt back towards the mid lane.
Yeah, there's just no angle where you can do anything about this Drake. I don't know if I even like this posturing. This feels a little silly and dangerous, unless Tarzan wants to throw his life for a 50-50, but okay, we're going.
Kyle, he goes in, but that was a great headbutt for Missing, so Tarzan and Hope are on the wrong side. Kyle is just easy pickings for Paze, but they let him limp away, and Hope is going to grab the kill on the Missing. Flandre with the hero's entrance does fly in, and somehow, some way, anyone's legend bash down the door and grab the dragon.
Yeah, the move from Shanks ends up being really good. Scout doesn't have TP. Yeah. I mean, look at Flandra. No TP, no ult. He's in the bottom wave. There's just that TP guarantees that the Herald is going to go over to JDG. It's nice. They can turn that into first brick. They can turn that into more gold. And it should also give them feats of warfare if they're able to get that too, which every little bit helps.
They are one objective closer, or if they grab that first turret, like you talked about. But AL are over-indexing towards this top side. It's a turret race. The Herald's going down in the mid lane. AL are going to win it. So with those grubs and Demolish, yeah, they get the first turret. They do trade it 2 for 1, though. So the Herald and Scout are going to make it a positive goal play for JDG, nonetheless.
Yeah, it still works out pretty nicely. This means JDG are going to need one more objective before they get the feats of warfare. It's still up for contention. But either way, it's as you say, 2 turrets for 1, even considering first brick. It is still an advantage for JDG. They also open up the map a little bit more, and it's going to make it easier for them to set up deeper vision, set up for these objectives. Again, especially around the Dragon, which is so important.
Dragon about 2.5 minutes out, along with Otacon, which will be spawning in that top side. Pays going to hit a pretty big item breakpoint. He grabs the more mana, gets to the Mount Immune. This is where Ezreal starts to get pretty scary in damage profile. The Shoujin's the 3 item that I know everyone likes to talk about, but this is the pure damage spike I feel that Ezreal really gets to. So Pays, a guy who has been the best AD carry in the league so far these last couple of weeks, going to be put in a pretty big spot as Shanks cuts off the escape angle. Missing pops the Unbreakable Will, so it's going to be pretty hard to burn through this beefy cow. Missing will finally fall for the first time, though. Enough damage from Hope and Tarzan to bring that one home.
And I mean, looking across the map, there isn't a real response that JDG are going to have. I mean, the top turret's already down.
Maybe as expected, but nonetheless, what that build entails.
While it is a popular rush, I find it interesting this game. It must be to dodge the seismic shove, just because there's so much CC on AL's side. I kind of worry that if they space out their CC well enough, they're just going to make it kind of...
Oh, Hope! No, that's not where you gotta go with the clicks. He gets caught by Pays and Shun, but somehow is able to escape with his life. The equalizer comes down. Kyle flashes just in time to get out to safety, but now anyone's legend. They're playing on the back foot. They have 2 people with blinking health bars, and Pays finds the Mystic shot to snipe down onto Kyle. He's arcade shifting forward with confidence. That's the AD carry with the better clicks right now, and Pays showing why.
And now Hope, he's forced out. He gets caught out, but it was a nice angle there from Jun. Again, exactly how they want to be playing these fights. And while they did end up losing out on their AD carry, you're seeing TPs come through. You're seeing the movement come through Slayer. AL are trying to sneak this Dragon away, but I don't think it's going to be that simple.
Shun is here, missing as well. Pays coming through. Tarzan, that is not low enough health for. You got to bail out of the pit. They're just going after Flandra. The tanky Galio finally going to have his armor cracked through. Shanks teleports in, but they've already lost their top laner. All does have to flash. Shanks gets a whole full combo. His Hope flies back in, hits the rocket. One more down. Pays is limping away with single-digit HP. The Dragon will be claimed for AL, but guess what Scout was up to in the top side?
He soloed the Otacon. That is actually a pretty nuts trade coming through there. For JDG. That feels really good. It's going to make every kill that you get as a team, or every takedown, that much more valuable. But in the end, because they are able to force them out of the Dragon Pit, AL are the ones who are halfway to a soul. They knock down a turret in the lane, and because
Scout.
they got that objective. Wait, what is this DP? This is deep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just going to leave.
All right. Well, it's not dying on a side lane, but it's a TP very much so for a side lane, I guess. Scout.
Well, we're a few minutes away from Baron. Dragon just got taken, so really the only thing you really want to be focusing on right now is that top side. So it's fine. It's just aggressive. But he's also level 14, approaching his second item, so he's feeling himself, Slayer. He's feeling really strong.
Yeah, back in the temple. We talked about before we got into this matchup that both of these teams are very vibe-centric, especially JDG.
Which has been, I don't want to say one-sided, but a good look for them so far. Is a really nice way to get Game 1 started.
JDG, they're looking to knock down last tier 1 turret, but AL are here to cover. He's missing. Lucky he's got a minion wave up there before he starts taking turret aggro. Flandra, very, very tanky by this point. And Shanks finding some big seismic shoves. It's again missing, sacrificing a lot of his health bar for very little.
You can say no reason. It's okay.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
no reason.
Yeah, there you go. Get him. But for real, missing, losing out, getting caught a lot so far this game. Hasn't really bitten JDG in the rear yet. But if it keeps happening, and if he keeps having to drop his ult before...
Goes down to their vision setup, I know. Beatdown Hulk Battery was telling you, I believe, claimed that they were the best vision-led team in the LPL so far, is AL?
They're the best coach team, was what he said. because a lot of it was surrounding how they set up around objectives. I mean, vision is definitely part of that conversation. The vision setups, map movements, how they play on side lane, particularly with Flandre, was a lot of what I got from all that.
As we see more indexing towards this bot tier 1 turf. JDG, they really want to knock this one down on what feels like the opposite side of the play that they'd like to make. Soul Point can be acquired from AL on this Ocean Soul if they play for this Dragon up in about 30 seconds. So we're really going to get an idea neutral objective-wise where the priorities lie for both of these teams in these next couple of minutes.
Right. I'm kind of expecting it to be more of a topside focus. Ocean Soul, while it does have its uses this game, I can't imagine is particularly desired compared to like an Infernal Soul, Hextech Soul, things like that. So I'm expecting a little bit more of a focus around the Baron Pit, as that's an objective I think neither team wants to let go of.
Nonetheless, Shun is right in the pit on Dragon Spawn. Kyle does spot a reset from Scout come across on the top side. But Dragon is just immediately getting started here. Shun and Pays have more than enough damage to handle this thing on its own. And AL not really going to be able to find much as a response.
No, I mean, Flandre, he's going to have to let go of that bottom tier 1 as well.
Oh, and that top river is completely dark. I mean, the Baron could be getting hit right now, and it was. JDG are trying to set a bit of a trap here, missing, flying back towards the mid lane, but Tarzan and Hope in a comfortable position for now. Flandre is making his way up river in case anything really fires off, but JG just taking control of the mid wave as Shanks is going to fly with the Weaver's Wall and actually catch Ala a bit too far forward, so the Rumble Flash is going to be down.
Yeah, really nice Weaver's Wall. I think, no, Flandre is fine. He's Gallion.
Too tanky.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Kyle.
we may have a fight.
It's again missing, really playing on the edge of his health bar. Luckily, he's got some plants to feed himself back up as the True Shot Barrage rakes across, and for once it's Kyle, the more hurt support that's going to have to back off here, and JG are going to command control of mid-wave and that top river once more. We'll see if they decide to pull the trigger with these reset timers.
Yeah, I mean, right now, AL, it's good recognition that after that sequence, JDG do need to recall. So I'm imagining AL want to take this opportunity to push out mid, get some vision set up around that Baron. I think that's exactly what's happening right now. Problem is, they're a little slow on it. JDG have already returned, and I don't think they're actually going to be able to get much done because of it other than take that voided Scuttle Crab.
So AL finally getting a breath of fresh air, being able to get some vision down on that top river. The gold lead still in command of JDG, but this game beatdown really feels like we're just going to throw hands at Baron likely, and whoever wins it might just come out with the win at 30 minutes.
Very likely. I mean, worth noting, Hope, he's got that Spear of Shojin now in a pretty strong... yeah, I mean, that's important because you're... neither solo laner can win that 1v1. But right now, JDG, they're just going to take the opportunity. They're going to start the Baron.
Scout, or Ala, TP's all the way in. Missing is setting up a decoy, just trying to get vision in. With all that damage, I mean, it's completely cut through, and now Scout's flashing forward, gets the Fate Seal. They're throwing everything onto Kyle, as Shanks' Weaver's Wall is going to save Leona. But Kyle might look to turn this thing. He's a pretty healthy Leona. Tarzan flies in, gets the stasis out of Ala, but the taunt is timed up so well. Flandre dies next. Missing follow, but there's the dash forward. Tarzan has another.
He's going.
The pack is unleashed, and he sees red going forward, chasing down JDG. Finally, anyone's legend snapped their skirmish loss streak at a big, big point.
Yeah, the problem is they do it after dropping the Baron for what seems like no reason. They were so slow to respond that JDG, they still have Baron buffs to work with. They still get the upfront gold. The only saving grace is, yeah, they pick up some kills, and they're able to get their soul point. But it's going to be tough. If you keep giving up objectives like that, they could still end up leading towards your loss. I mean, nice thing for AL, late game is still very much their friend, but now they have the Baron-empowered Scout to deal with in the...
The Baron power play going to last for about a minute longer, but maybe finally with somebody to go toe-to-toe with Scout. You Fate Seal caught by Tarzan, but look at the damage Scout's putting out. It's ludicrous. Does get down this Quicksilver Sash, but there's too many taunts, too many stuns for Scout to blow through, and here comes Tarzan back for revenge. Set up so well by Flandre and Kyle. They get the teleport in for Shanks, but a lot poured in there just to kill off Scout.
I guess they want to keep... I'm not really sure what that teleport was about. The real problem is you gave up so much space in the mid lane because Scout was holding it down in the 1v3. Now, JDG, they want to keep them here.
There's the equalizer, the cease and desist, easy. Zanyas comes across for shoot, so the ult doesn't go down. Hope trying to play from the back line, but they don't have Flandra, and Kyle's a little bit late to the party, far too up the lane. It's pandemonium, everybody's layering on top of each other, with the Spirit Blossom procs are coming through, and Missing gets a headbutt pulverized down. Pace flashes back out to safety, his Hope's damage is massive, and now all of a sudden it's just Pace standing up tall. The superstar AD carry for JDG will not find himself another highlight play. Blinking health bars be damned, ace to anyone's legends.
Wow, what an odd sequence of plays, but at the end of it, AL are the ones who are going to come out.
Baron in about 30 seconds, there's Dragon Soul at about the same time. And I know I talked about earlier beatdown that it felt like one Baron fight would decide this game, but now I'm confident the next Baron or Soul Break fight will really decide it with these death timers so high up.
I mean, if you keep saying it, you're going to be right, Slayer, so keep at it, man.
At some point, I'll get it.
Exactly.
The
what really matters... Oh, yeah?
The longer I miss, the more of a banger the game becomes, because we're getting late.
True. Yeah, we're already approaching 40 minutes, which is pretty crazy for a start of the day. That's how we like it here. As right now, JDG, big focus for them, just trying to secure this dragon and deny the Ocean Soul away from AL. To be honest, I don't really know why we're doing this hard commit. Yeah, this is the second time this game where AL is just slow to recognize an objective is being taken.
Yeah.
Slow to respond, which, you know, the team fighting has been okay so far, but now it's the objective play that we usually praise them for that's been slacking.
Yeah, we're reversing the script from early game for sure. Now they're once again walking into a dark top river where they can't even see the Baron, so they just try to get mid-wave prio. They very well could have lost the Baron knowing how quickly JDG can burn through that objective with the Yone, the Ezreal, and the Rumble. And now we're just resorting to fighting on battle lines for mid-waves. Nobody gets a mid-wave that pushes past the the apex points. And the Death Brushes stack up once more. Who, for anyone's legend, will ferry the way into the darkness? It's Kyle going to land a Solar Flare onto Missing, but it's Scout caught on the top side of the fight here. Kyle going to flash back along with Flandra. Shoot, goes in onto Tarzan, has that GA, but the flash sees assist, they get on top of Hope. Can the Corki stay protected because Pace is doing tons of damage on the front side, but Hope stands up tall. Shun falls first, Missing's health bar is very critically low. There goes Scout with the unsealed Yone ultimate, but it's immediately answered by Azanias, and Pace is really trying to dish out the damage. Arcade shift forward, finds the kill onto Shanks. It's who else but Shanks to fall to Pace's Ezreal. As JDG barely find that fight win, but Pace is looking for more here. Definitely has to be a bit careful up forward on his lonesome. But he's able to get back towards his team. The three men of all the Scout and Pace turn their attention to the Purple Worm.
Yeah, not enough of AL or on the map to do anything about this one. Even though it was a little bit contested, JDG come out on top, and we'll see if you're right, Slayer, and whether or not this Baron is going to be a difference maker there. We still have long spawn timers on Shanks. It's going to be a while before he can get back on the map, but a big injection of gold there for JDG. And
to stay alive, and nobody's accounting for the full health Ezreal, just ramping up to clean up these fights.
Yeah, I will say, Hope going the tier 2 boots with the Feet of Warfare upgrade is really nice. You do get that physical damage shield, you do get the extra armor. It is going to help his ability to survive in these fights. But it's tough. JDG want to make the use of the Baron that they've gotten for themselves. It's going to be an easy tier 2 pickup. The only one left is on that top side. You can see Scout escorting a wave at the same time on the mid lane. He's fine.
Okay, all right. Now listen, I know it wasn't a side lane, but I've seen that very play happen a lot on top and bottom. Stay safe nonetheless. And I do want to point out as this Baron siege continues that once again, Pace, he has Flash, he has Cleanse, he's not had to burn any of those. He's full combo set up, CDR done. It really feels like it's going to take a Pace mistake to shut down this full build Ezreal from burning through a very tankless AL front line. Outside of Flandra, what am I talking about?
Yeah, but like at this point, it does feel like he is very strong. And overall, I like the setup from JDG because Scout is so strong. He requires a really big answer to actually deal with him. So anyone's legend, they have to choose. Do we full commit to Scout, or do we let him do what he's doing? Either way, we're going to slowly lose a turret in the process, and you can see it. This tier 3 in the mid lane is very low. Bottom lane, it is low as well. And JDG, they're playing this one slow. They know they don't have to rush. They know they don't have to take any unnecessary risks, especially with the Baron of Cannon minion.
And what may be more important for JDG is what they've created behind them, what they've left in the wake of this bot jungle. Look at all the vision. It's all red-pink words. And they have Soul Dragon coming up in 30 seconds, so they don't even need to commit hard to knock down this base because they can get a Dragon Soul. It's actually Ale that has to force the issues. Pace's cleanse is burned from a good solar flare from Kyle, and missing is caught in the Buzzsaw.
Wow.
This cow does not burn the Alistair's damage. Not being
they're
taken,
going.
and Hope gets sniped by the Equalizer.
Oh my God.
The Redemption won't see him because Shone flies in with a cease and desist. Hero's entrance doesn't mean squat. The real hero is Scout with the fate sealed. It's JDG wrapping up all the kills. They've got the GAs behind them. Pace pops back up, and down falls AL once more. That's 3 straight game wins for JDG over the top second seed in Group Ascend.
And they needed to fight to win, Slayer, and they managed to make it happen. It's 18-12. It took 42 minutes, but JDG, they're going to put themselves up at match point.
Starting off the exact way the matchup went last time around beatdown.
Yeah.
As JDG are now just one